I'm Jimmy Black, the host of Music on 11. I'm here with, I didn't even catch your name.
I'm Nate.
Nate and Scott from Skeletonwitch. Welcome back to Oklahoma City, guys.
Hey,
Thank you.
It's good to be back.
So how's the tour going so far? We'll get the stupid questions out of the way first.
Sure. This is sort of part two. Part one was a tour with Amon the Martha.
Right, this is your headlining.
Yeah, and we're playing a few shows on the way back, making our way back to Ohio. So.
Now the record was released last October, I think October 28th, I think, here in the States. And the record it's awesome. I mean, it hasn't left my car since it came out. Recently, you guys put out an alternative cover to Serpents Unleashed. It was limited to 100, and the proceeds went to a charity. Go ahead and tell me about that.
Yeah. Well, anybody who knows.
You already said it, fucker.
Anybody who follows us on social media or knows us personally knows that we are animal lovers. We all have pets, whether cats, dogs, or both. And we wanted to do something that was just fun and different, and have the money go to a good cause. And so yeah, I mean that's sort of the genesis of the idea. I don't know if you want to say anything.
I mean, I think like in October, just like you said, like our album came out and we did like this massive pre-order. So like the last thing we wanted to do was to ask our fans again for just more money, and that we're just like, yep,
I gave it to you.
I got diamond rings, you know what I mean? Like, so actually being able to sell something limited that they want, but also that goes to something that means something to more than just us personally.
Yeah, going along with what Nate's saying, like the idea was sort of tossed around by the label of doing another pressing of the vinyl, and we said like, dude, we did the early like 300 copies of the bootleg thing. We have so many different colors of vinyl, tour only, all this stuff, and it's cool and it's fun. I love vinyl, but it felt like they were pushing to try to do something to make money. We're like, screw you guys. If you want to do this, no one's making a penny except dogs and kitties. They'll get all the money.
And that was cool. 100% of the proceeds.
Oh, everything. Yeah.
What was the
one
charity
made a dime.
again?
There were actually two. It was the Athens County Humane Society, which is Athens, Ohio, which is where we formed the band and where I still live. And the other one is Pets Without Parents in Columbus, Ohio, which is where Nate lives and more or less like where we rehearse and stuff.
See, metal has a heart.
Absolutely.
It's small and it's black, but it still beats.
It still beats. And it loves kitties.
It loves
Actually,
kitties.
mine is actually enlarged in black. But
So the cover of the album, I mean, I was blown away with the album artwork. Who was the artist?
His name is John Baisley. He's also the singer and guitarist and main songwriter in Baroness, if you've heard of those guys.
Oh,
Great
of course.
band.
Yeah.
So he's a pretty creative dude. And he also did the cover for Beyond the Permafrost for us too, which is our first.
Which was
prosthetic
another
album.
awesome record.
Yeah, so Nick can tell you, we've known the dude for a long time.
yeah, I mean, it's funny. Baroness has become, and rightly so, very popular band. And but I remember in the early days, like we played like shitty little like basement squats and house shows with Baroness when they were. I would say like a little more like a doom band, I guess.
Yeah.
But, we definitely kind of cut our teeth with those guys, and then.
We slept on floors with John Baisley, the same floor where people watched our show and with John and threw beer everywhere, and then we slept in it.
Well, you guys have been, around the band Skeleton, which has been around for 10 years now, and you guys are getting a lot more well-deserved, credit, popularity. I mean, how does that feel now to have people all over the place, recognize you and whatnot?
Well. Every day is like Groundhog Day anymore. We're so shocked. So every day it's a new experience. But no, it's great. I mean, we've been doing this for over 10 years now, and we do it because we love it, not for any other reason, or we'd have fucking given up long ago. So it's cool to know that you pay your dues, and maybe things are a little less shitty each time you make a lap around.
I mean,
as long as you're making progress, right?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel good about it. And it's also
great
good
about
it's good to make progress without having to change. Like drastically change what you've done to get we're not putting out fucking pop albums or like new versions of Iron Maiden albums or what have you. We're still making Skeletonwitch albums, and we've still managed to do this very, very gradual climb. Kind of like that guy on Price is Right.
The little guy from Norway.
We haven't fallen off the edge yet.
Can you yodel?
It's. I mean, I think that's the way to do it, and it feels more rewarding having done everything slowly and steadily and the right way, as opposed to all of a sudden skyrocket. We're trying to make a diamond here. It takes time and pressure.
It's awesome. I think that makes you appreciate things too when you have to work for it and you gradually get to that point, as opposed to being an overnight sensation. You know, I mean, you guys are I've read nothing but good things from you guys. Some of my friends know you guys. Just say, oh yeah, you're going to do an interview with them. Those guys are awesome. You know, and so that speaks volumes. You know, about the professional work that people do, because you not only have to put on a good stage show, but you can't be dicks.
No,
you know,
that's
you can't do that in this industry.
No, I mean,
unless you're in a death metal band, and that seems to work for those guys.
yeah. But especially if you're in one that's been around for a really, really long time. Like,
we're not,
no, and I mean,
we're not talking about Cannibal Corpse, because those guys are
no,
some of the
you know what? I'll
dudes
tell
in
you
the
what.
world.
Those guys are like buck the trend. They've been around for a long time. They're hugely successful, and they're
They
so
live in
fucking
Florida.
nice.
They're in
It's
an old school
unreal.
death metal band, and they're not dicks.
Yeah, it's unreal how nice they are. And Alex Webster, I've said this so many times to him, but he is the nicest man in metal. He wins. Overall, there's not a nicer human being in the world of heavy metal than Alex Webster.
That's awesome.
But there's plenty of old sort of other death metal bands that just love to just be assholes. But
Well, I mean, you know,
We've
That's
heard.
how- maybe that's how
yeah, we really haven't.
maybe that's
experienced
how-
too much of it. But
Yeah.
that's
maybe-
good to hear that, you know, because I mean, sometimes you'll
we're,
talk to
we're just
people.
talking shit right now for no reason.
You haven't,
It's fun.
you haven't dropped any names.
Alienating.
We don't want to tour with these guys.
No, we're not naming anybody. Well, the ones,
But
the
you
ones
know
I'm
who
thinking
you
of, I
are.
don't want to tour with.
So, you know, what has been the pinnacle of your career so far? I mean, who did you get to share a stage with that you just growing up thought, oh wow, that's I've gotten this off my bucket list.
I think are we both thinking Danzig?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to tell the story?
The blackest of the
tell
black
I
tour.
mean, we've told this story before, but not. You may as well tell it again because it's a good one. About Danzig
Yeah.
coming into the dressing
Yeah,
room.
Danzig. It was like the second show or third show of the tour, and our dressing room butted right up. We shared a wall with Danzig's dressing room, and there was some weird somehow a fan's pair of panties ended up in our green room, and someone smelled them, and everyone went, oh! And Danzig busts into our green room. And it's just like you know, you motherfuckers need to shut up. And it's like we're all like cowering because we had barely even met the guy yet. And then he's like, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. And then he goes, "I'm Glenn" to everybody. I am
Yeah.
Glenn. I'm like, no, like we know you don't have to say your name. We know who you are. And he gave us like a heavy metal pep talk and told us that our album was great and like, you know, I don't know, Nate remembers better than I.
Yeah, I mean, he told us that he actually did, like, they were only going to do 4 bands, and he said he actually hand-selected us and made it happen that we were on the tour, and, you know, he said, like, you know, basically, like, fight the good fight, steal my fans, I don't give a fuck.
That's awesome.
You guys are awesome, and then invite us into his green room, and we drank beer with, you know, like, Johnny Kelly and Tommy Victor and Steve Zing, everybody, so it was great. It was really cool to be, like, loving Danzig and then getting shitting your pants because he's coming into your green room, and then unshitting him because he's inviting you into his.
Yeah.
Wonder how often he does that to people.
He does have a sense of humor, so probably more than you'd think.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great to be like walking by him later on the tour, and like he's going into his bus. And he goes, "Hey, Skeletonwitch needs some more beer." And then we're like, and then he's like, "Psh, "You always need more beer. Give Skeletonwitch some more beer, guys." And I'm like, sweet. Thanks,
He
man."
was a very, very, very awesome person to us.
That's great,
Yeah.
you know. I mean, it's got to be awesome. I mean, of course, I'm a huge Misfits fan, a big Danzig fan, you know, so if I was able to share a stage, I mean, that would, to me, would be just mind-blowing.
It was
like,
killer.
holy shit, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was one of the huge ones.
So now, you know, as well as, you know, playing metal, you guys are also, you know, fans, of course. Who do you think right now is very underrated that you think people out there should be listening to?
It's like for black metal, like newer black metal, like Mutilation Rights from Brooklyn. They write some incredible music. I think
For as much as scumbags
Yeah,
as they are,
yeah.
they're good friends of ours.
for a newer, just a newer crew of black metal guys. Those guys really, really kick ass. Like we brought them out on a tour, a big headlining tour 2 years ago, and once a week at least we listen to. Evan is the black metal king of our band, but I'm sorry, I don't know the album or the song titles.
You can look it up at home.
Yeah.
The Mutilation Rights.
We'll fix that in post.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'll just keep flapping my mouth, and you can put the name.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We'll actually make it come out of your mouth
Yeah,
and then make
and
words
like
on
a
there.
bubble.
Oh yeah, we did it that way too.
But yeah, Mutilation Rights is really awesome.
Campfire from Norway and Sweden is a great band that doesn't get a lot of recognition here in the U.S. That's a killer one.
So now the
Judas Priest. Have you heard of Judas Priest?
Who the fuck is Judas
I
Priest?
think Iron Maiden could use a few more fans.
Yeah, yes.
Who the hell's Steve Harris? I don't even know that guy. So, you know, the album, when you guys went in to record it, what did you guys have everything written? Did you guys write in the studio? And, you know, as far as the production goes, what made you pick that producer?
I'll let Nate feel that.
We did have it all written. We made changes in the studio, just because you always do.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'd always gotten this complaint about all of our albums, like, yeah, they're good albums, but they don't capture like the live feel. Like everyone says, oh, I love this album, but you guys are way better live. And Kurt Ballou, his production is a very like alive thing. It's, you know, his production alone gives things energy, and I think that's why we went. You know, it's like we've said like his production has teeth, and I think that's why we went for him. And I think that is the result we got. Like people have said this sounds like we sound live.
It has a very, very, very strong energy to it. I mean, I was talking to him earlier. It hasn't left my car. You know, I bought it and it's been in there since.
Your CD player is broken?
No.
Exactly.
You know, I just click between that and liquid metal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And speaking of liquid metal, I mean, you guys are still on the Devil's Dozen, which is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
I missed it last week. Where are we at? Do you know?
I feel like we maybe have dropped to 4.
I think it's either 3 or 4.
We're slipping. No, it's great though. I'm glad that they're playing.
No, I mean every day
it's
we've
rad,
driven,
though.
we listen to liquid metal for a short time every day, and I've seen I'm of Death on there at least once a day.
Yeah, and they're playing the hell out of that, you know. I mean, I think that's great that metal actually has an outlet, because I know that, you know, a lot of terrestrial radio can't touch it. You know, they can't.
Absolutely.
And, you know, back in the day, you didn't have that. You either, you know, heard it from your friend, or, you know, you listened to the guy at the record store and said, hey, buy this, it's heavy. You know, but now you can actually hear stuff, and, you know, Jose does a badass job on there. I think he's the program director as well as being one of the DJs.
I think he's well on his way to owning the entire fucking fucking thing.
He's highly entertaining too, man. That guy's great.
Oh God, he's on 11 all the time.
Yeah, we've met him several times.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
So now your last album is being re-released in a limited picture disc.
Yeah.
Did you guys get that memo?
I did. I got to like 3 days before it happened. It was pretty damn close to that. No, we eventually, and Prosthetic mentioned this online, but we're going to do picture discs of all the records. But what happened was the first pressing was gone. Forever Abomination, of the first vinyl pressing.
Yeah.
So there was no more to be had. So they were ready to do a new pressing anyway. And we were like, hey, why don't we just do something more fun? Because we always want to change it a little bit, so the first pressing holds its value, and those people who actually were there first go around, you know, their records still have that value. So we did a huge change. We decided to just do a picture disc for the next pressing. So it's kind of like it wasn't just. And it was another one of those things where Prosthetic was like, let's do this. I'm like, you guys just looking for money again? Like, no, we don't have any more records. Like, we're out. We're gone.
We promise we want the music out there.
Yeah, like, I want the, yeah.
Well, it's cool too. Like, I mean, I think some people say maybe, I mean, I don't know. I don't have a record player, but people say that picture discs are just different than regular ones. So I have a feeling that most people listen to the black one, show their friends the green one, and then hang the picture disc on the wall.
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah, and I think so too.
Makes a nice little, you know, decoration.
Yeah. I mean, it's collectible, and I love picture discs, so I am a vinyl nerd. So
right now you can collect all one.
Yeah, get them all.
What is it? Limited to? Is it 500?
500 total.
Yeah.
They did 150 online for an online pre-order, and then maybe like 50 on a European online pre-order, and then the rest are just going to go to record stores. Whoever asks for them first gets them.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah, we love to get, you know, it's cool to do something like that as well, where it goes to independent small record stores, where those guys who have, you know, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, so to speak. So it can go anywhere. Anybody can get one if they trudge down and see their local record store curmudgeon.
Call them now.
And make that fucking old bastard
Curmudgeon.
order Skeletonwitch.
I want my fucking metal, man.
Yeah.
So what's going to come next for you guys?
Next, we are going to tour.
Well, we're actually going to play a show in about an hour and a half.
Oh yeah, maybe even less. Then we're going to
After that,
we're going to tour Southeast Asia, Australia, and New Zealand in the spring. That's the next show we have is in Thailand after tomorrow. Yeah. And then festivals in Europe over the summer, and then in the fall, get ready because we're going to do a U.S. headlining tour, which we haven't done in a while.
With a killer package.
Yep. We don't know who it is yet.
I was going to ask if you guys could talk about that.
I guarantee it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be
I can tell you what we already haven't picked, and that shit sucked. So it's going to be good.
So, do you guys have any tips for people out there playing music that want to get into it?
Oh, man.
And as far as touring, people years ago they're like, oh, I want to be a rock star. I want to make $1 million, and people don't realize Bon Jovi took all the money. So, do you guys have any tips for people out there?
There's only so many rock star dollars, and Bon Jovi took
and he rocked all those million faces.
Yeah.
They're all
and
rocked.
he took $1 from each one of them.
Wow, don't get me started. I'll go all day.
I mean, I guess the biggest thing is like if you're like in a local band and you want to make it to the next level or whatever, which it's only one step up, but it's hard to attain. I think is you can't be afraid to book your own shows, play out of town, book your own tours that are out of town. Like that's the only reason, not the only reason, but one of the main reasons Prosthetic signed us in the beginning was we had already done I think 2 full outs around the US just unsigned and had already created a little bit of a buzz, so they knew we would work. You can't expect a label to work for you, even though ours is a fantastic label. You have to show them that you're willing to ante up also.
Yeah.
So just don't be a pussy, get in the fucking van, and go play shows.
Yeah.
Don't be a pussy, get in the fucking van.
That's fantastic advice. That's what we did.
That's what we did right for this tour. I told myself, don't be a pussy. I got in the van, we went and played shows.
Look in the mirror, give yourself a pep talk.
Exactly.
You can do this.
I punched him once. I was like, oh, come on.
Any last words for your fans out there?
Just a thank you. Thanks for supporting us, in any way that you did.
We wouldn't be in Oklahoma City if it wasn't for you guys.
Yes, that's right. Absolutely.
That's a question I always ask, every band, and so far everybody said thank you. I'm at one time I just want to hear somebody, yeah, bring me some fried chicken, or just
I need new boots.
Something different.
I don't. Good.
I'm getting there.
How long have you had those?
I need new souls.
Yeah, I think we all need new souls.
Yeah.
All right, if you're a cobbler and you're a fan of metal, come out to Skeletonwitch.
Yeah.
And work
Bring
on the
some
boots.
glue, because this shit doesn't fucking fly on ice.
Yeah. No
I don't even know if they call is cobbler even a thing anymore? Is that what they call shoe people?
I think so.
There's very few left, but I think it still exists. There's still a trade out there.
And if people want to get in touch with you guys, if they want to see where you're going, where are they going to go?
They're probably gonna look at my cell phone number, which I accidentally tweeted twice. Years ago.
Yeah, they're gonna look at our Facebook post that has every single date or what we're doing, and then they're gonna ask. Actually, tomorrow they're gonna say, "Come to Oklahoma City," and our heads are gonna blow out the top of our skulls.
You're having so much more than you know. You play a place, and then like 2 days later, you're like, "Man, when you played Chicago?" I'm like, "We played 2 shows there, like 2 days ago.
We did a residency."
Yeah.
All right, what I'll do is I'll put that in there and put it right down there.
But where they should go would be skeletonwitch.com.
That's what I was looking for. We'll just put it in your mouth.
There's a little tour date thing.
Yep. Oh yeah, here we got all the links. We got tour dates. There's probably some photos.
You guys Twitter?
Oh yeah. We do
Twitter-ers.
Instagram, we do Twitter, we do Facebook, we do all that stuff. And in fact, that's where you either love us or really hate us when you see how dumb we truly are when you look at our posts. But we have fun out here, so.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys' time. As always, keep it turned up to 11.